like a comet blazing across the evening sky. Gone too soon, like a rainbow fading in the twinkling of an eye. Gone too soon. Shiny and sparkly and splendidly bright, here one day, gone one night. Like the loss of sunlight on a cloudy afternoon. Gone too soon. Like a castle built upon a sandy beach. Gone too soon. Like a perfect flower that is just beyond your reach. Gone too soon. Born to amuse, to inspire, to delight, in one day, gone one night. Like a sunset dying with the rising of the moon. Gone too soon. Gone too soon.
Court Officer Lisa Mosey. Court Officer Brett Cohn. Court Officer Scott Kuna.
You'll also be getting in the mail a copy of your state certification. Once I get it back from Albany, I will send that to your home address. I'd like to offer a special word of thanks to our squad leaders for doing an excellent job, and most especially to our class president, and that is Court Officer Akers. He did a most difficult job, he did it very well, and I would like to ask our class president to step forward now and to say a few words on behalf of the class.
Good afternoon and welcome, Chief John Colonel, Chief Thomas Tennessee, court officials, academy staff, my fellow graduates, relatives and friends. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate my fellow court officers for successfully completing this preliminary phase of our training program. Though at times it seemed difficult, we persevered. So let's give ourselves a hand. Over the past 4 weeks, we've been learning the duties and responsibilities of a court officer. We've learned how to protect and serve the courts, as well as how to shoot them through push-ups. And in each step of the way, we've triumphed. Clearly, our presence here is a testament to our will to succeed. We in the class of March 25th, 1991, have the distinguished honor of being the largest class to graduate from the Court Officers Academy. Although we are the biggest class, our instructors demonstrated expertise and patience in making sure each and every one of us could be the best officer we could possibly be. And we acknowledge that this is a difficult task that was before you and your ability to see it through. So on behalf of my fellow graduates, I'd like to say thank you. Of the Academy's efforts, we would like to present this plaque to Chief Thomas Hennessy and the staff and instructors of the Royal Officers Academy. It says, presented to Chief Thomas R. Hennessy and the staff of the New York State Court Officers Academy, Lieutenant Gary Isbro, Sergeant Edward Stallings, Sergeant Samuel Lamb, Sergeant Joseph Bossolari, Sergeant Francis Barrett. In appreciation for your efforts to educate and challenge us intellectually and psychologically and physically, so that you may strive to be the proud professionals you are. The biggest thanks from the biggest class of March 2021.
The class has a great weight, much better than I've seen in Yankee Stadium. And this is a beautiful flag, and it's something that we will cherish. And I guarantee that whenever you do come back to the Academy, you spend a lot of time there and go through the years, you'll always look on the wall, you'll always be able to see this flag, and remember your first days on the job. And you know, I have to say something about our class president. When you start this job, you know what comes at you from day one. We're watching you, we're doing almost everything under the sun to you, and we're also looking for somebody who can serve as a class president. We're looking very carefully, and it's very easy to make a mistake. And I'm just very, very happy that we were fortunate in choosing Court Officer Andy Davis to be our class president. So let's really give him a
graduation ceremony. At this time, I want
This is the sign of the past, present, and
The man I'm about to introduce, the brother upon you have nothing but the utmost respect for. He's the reason that all of us here are members of Alpha Alpha. He hails from Far Rockaway, New York, and Also known as the Grinch, one of the founders of Pontiac Chapel. That means good evening, brothers, angels, family, friends. Just want to say hello, and I'm very happy to see everyone that's here. It's a great turnout, and I'm pretty excited about the whole weekend, all of the events that are taking place so far. And at this point, I'd like to thank the chapter, Karim chapter, for putting this together, especially the 10th anniversary and Founders Day weekend committee coordinator, Nakia Cooper. I think we should give him a round of applause. What I'd like to do now is just tell everyone a story that most of you probably already know, a little history, all right, about the way the fraternity was, the chapter of the fraternity was founded. First of all, Eddie Karim, my sons, and myself were at Boston University in 1980, and when I got there, when I first went there, I was always interested in becoming a member of a fraternity. I didn't really know anything about any specific fraternities, any specific organizations. All I knew is that I wanted to be down. I wanted to step around. I wanted to wear some colors. I wanted to just do everything that you see fraternities do, like in the movies and on television and stuff, the social aspect mostly. So what I did is I got to Boston University, and I checked out, I spoke to a lot of people who were in different organizations. I spoke to some members from Phi Beta Sigma. I went to a smoker for Omega Psi Phi, Kappa Alpha Psi. And at the end, I finally went to a smoker for Alpha Phi Alpha. Now, this organization to me seemed to be one of tremendous substance. There was just there were a few things missing from the other organizations, because even though they were able to fulfill what I thought fraternity was about at that time, which was just purely social, there was not the commitment to the uplifting of the black community that Alpha Phi Alpha shows and all of its members represent. So I was drawn to the black and gold. And what happened was I pledged for fraternity and became a member of Sigma chapter in 1981. Now, the following year, when Reagan came into play, I could no longer afford to go to school at Boston University, so I had to transfer. And I looked for a place to go, and I chose West Virginia University because I have a lot of relatives here, and even though it's not exactly close to New York, if I ever got in trouble, I felt that I would still be able to lean on my relatives here in the area, so I wasn't by myself. Now, since I was doing this and Eddie Karim was also looking for a place to transfer to, we both decided to transfer together here. So that's what we did. Now, when I got here, I was very upset that there was no chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. I couldn't believe it. There were Omega Psi Phi, Kappa Alpha Psi, and Alpha Kappa Alpha. And these organizations, they were here on campus, but they weren't really contributing to the black community. They weren't really doing very much. I mean, I don't really want to put them down, but it just, the Greek life here wasn't exactly what I was used to. So at this point, we decided that we've got to start a chapter of the fraternity. So we called nationals, wrote a letter to nationals, and asked them what we had to do to continue the name of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated at West Virginia University. What national organization did was write me a letter and put me in touch with Adolphus Young, who at the time was the state director of the fraternity. And when I got that letter and his address and his telephone number, I literally ran to the telephone, and at the same time I was reaching for the telephone to pick it up and call him. The phone rang, and it was him calling me, because he was just as excited as getting something started here as I was. So at this point, we started working together writing letters, corresponding with nationals, finding out exactly what we had to do, who we had to get in touch with, and what the procedure would be to establish the chapter. And during this time, this was like in the fall of 1982, during this time, Eddie and myself participated in as many things as we could on campus. We also had interest group meetings to try and get other people interested in the fraternity. And I think we were pretty successful because we had about, the black population here on campus at that time wasn't very large, but we were able to get a turnout of about 10 to 15 people who would regularly come to these interest meetings and, you know, participate in different things that we would do together. Now, these 10 to 15 people, I mean, it wound up dropping down slightly when it came to putting paperwork together and finally getting a line started. But that's okay because we're not really interested in quantity, we're interested in quality. Does anyone agree with that? All right. So, anyway, in the fall of 1982, we got this interest group together. Everyone was pretty on the ball, I'd say. And we also got together a couple of young ladies to help us out. Our first Alpha Angels, Rosalind and Cindy, who were both here. They were pretty instrumental also in helping us to establish ourselves as a presence on campus, and we were pretty successful. In the spring of 1983, this interest group was becoming more structured. We were doing more corresponding with nationals, and what we had to do was go through one of the other chapters here in the state to put these guys online, to pledge them, so that we can have an adequate number to have nationals recognize us here on campus to establish a chapter. So what we wound up doing was, in the fall of 1983, these 7 young men went online under the auspices of Beta Theta chapter, and 7 became 6, but that's quite all right. We still had enough, and like I said, we are interested in quality, not quantity. So anyway, these 6 young men crossed in December of 1983. At this point, we had 8 brothers here on campus. This was enough that we can tell nationals, look, we got some brothers here, let's go. That summer of 1983, that was the summer of 1983 at the National Convention. I take that back. The summer of 1984, I'm sorry, at the National Convention, it was voted that it was possible for a chapter to survive at West Virginia University by the national organization at the National Convention, and they therefore approved of us being here. Subsequent to that, on September 9th, 1984, the 740 chapter number 740 was issued, Pi Nu chapter, here at West Virginia University, and I think that was a big step in the progression of things here at West Virginia University as far as the black student life goes, because when we got here and we started participating, performing community service projects and getting involved in the community, it kind of motivated some of the other organizations to do the same thing. And I think the state of the black groups here on campus now is attributable to the things that we did back then, and I'm pretty proud of that.
But at any rate, that's how the fraternity here on campus was founded. And what I want to say now is that there is still a lot of potential for the brothers here on campus. There's so many brothers, and there have been so many great accomplishments, and there have been a few setbacks, but there's no reason that the setbacks can't be overcome. And I have faith that these setbacks will be overcome. It's just a matter of proving by what we've played that we can persevere. And as I say, this program, this show right here, shows that there's a spirit of knowledge and achievement that still exists. And all we've got to do is work on it to build it up even stronger and bigger than it is now. And I'm just very happy to have been a part of the initial, the putting together of such a great thing as Primary Chapter. What I want to do right now is kind of sum everything up by reciting a poem that I think some of us know well. It's titled House of Alpha by Sidney P. Brown, and it just depicts to me the entire spirit of the fraternity. If anyone wants to join in while I'm saying, feel free. House of Alpha. Goodwill is the monarch of this house. Men, unacquainted, enter, shake hands, exchange greetings, and part friends. Cordiality exists among all who abide within. I am the eminent expression of friendship. Character and temperament change under my dominant power. Lives once touched by me become tuned, and are thereafter amiable, kindly, paternal. I inspire the musician to play noble sentiments and assist the chemist to convert ungenerous personalities into individuals of great worth. I destroy all ignoble impulses. I constantly invoke principles which make for a common brotherhood, and the echo whose bounce in all communities and princely men are thereby recognized. Education, health, music, encouragement, sympathy, laughter, all these are species of interest given on self-invested capital. Tired moments find me a delightful treat. Hours of sorrow, shrine of understanding. At all times I am faithful to create companionship. To a few, I am castle of dreams. Ambitious, successful, hopeful dreams. To the great majority, to many, I am the poetic palace where human feelings run to celestial motive. To the great majority, I am the treasury of good fellowship. In fact, I am the college of friendship, the university of brotherly love, the school for the better making of men. I am Alpha Phi Alpha, and so are you. Thank you, brother. At this time, we're going to move on to our award presentations done by Brother Alvin Towns, President of Primary Chapter.